In all my videos I've made about Warhammer 40,000, from Orcs to Chaos to the Imperium of Man, I've only just realized I've never talked about the Black Crusades, or any of the warbands that participated in Abaddon's attempt to let the galaxy burn. That changes today.
That are alive, you're coming with me.
ZX Spider-Man Commodore 128 and 64. I hit the floor, I hit the shore. Got game skills from days of yore. I close the dead computer rolls, playing till my hands are sore. Hit the cuts.
Welcome to Beefsnake Nerdcast. I'm your warsmith, Bolter. Now, I know I said my next video was going to be about Gundam Seed Destiny, but real talk? That video needs a little more time to cook. So here we get some more 40k. Chaos, by its very nature, is a mess. A disjointed group of the outcasts, the degenerates, and the deranged. The traitorous Chaos Space Marines tend to be a bit better at tactics and unit cohesion than, say, a random mob of cultists. But that really depends on the warband. Or should I say the origins of the warband. Enter the Bitter Suns, a Chaos Space Marine warband descended from the masters of siegecraft and trench warfare, the Iron Warriors. Now, there's very little info on the Bitter Suns themselves, as per tradition. So, to understand them, we must understand the Iron Warriors themselves. The Iron Warriors, under the command of their Primarch, Perturabo, were the workhorse in the garrison of the Emperor's Great Crusade, a push to make humanity the true power in the universe. They never complained, they never refused orders, and they always got results. And they hated it. Perturabo was very brilliant, but his standards were nothing short of excellence. He would view the battlefield with the mindset of an engineer and a mathematician. It all came down to hurting the enemy, and losses were not only acceptable, but encouraged. He saw losses as the weakness being scrubbed from his sons, and his sons would accept this, with no complaint, with no refusal, and they always got results. And again, they hated it. Truly, they would become bitter sons. Now, something important to note here is that, like most traitor Primarchs, Perturabo is still alive. Unlike most traitor Primarchs, he is still sane. He has some of the most obedient, level-headed Space Marines at his disposal, and the best engineers, called warsmiths, out of all the traitorous Astartes, and he knows it. After the Siege of Terra, the Iron Warriors were done working for anyone else ever again. They serve Chaos undivided, never swearing themselves to any one Chaos god, and other forces must petition them for assistance, and they will not suffer foolishness or glory-seeking commanders ever again. That's why occasionally we see them on the dreaded Black Crusades. The Black Crusades are a series of attacks and incursions into real space by combined forces of Chaos, most notably Chaos Space Marines. Most Chaos Space Marines have a home base in a tear in reality called the Eye of Terror, making raids for equipment, materials, or recruits in real space. An odd raid on a planet is bad enough, but the Black Crusades are a combined effort to attack the Imperium of Man and anyone else that gets in their way, planned by the War Master of Chaos, Abaddon the Despoiler. But even Abaddon, with his prestige and tactical acumen, must politely request the forces of the Iron Warriors join his Black Crusades, as they have the best gear and unholy demon monster tanks around. They can absolutely say no, and Abaddon will just have to deal. Okay, so what does this all have to do with the Bitter Suns? Well, for one, they joined on the Black Crusade. The one that matters. The one that brought the plot 40k to a screeching halt for about 30 years. The 13th Black Crusade. Now, this is just me spitballing, but with the fact that they still sport Iron Warrior colors and iconography, I think that they split from the main force recently, maybe out of some decision they disagreed with from the higher-ups. Maybe that something gave them their name, the Bitter Suns. Their task during the Crusade was to take a hive city on the planet of Ardium and turn it into a strong point, a foothold Abaddon's forces could use to attack the rest of the planet and later the surrounding system. The Bitter Suns would do what the Sons of Perturabo do and get results, breaking the city's defenses and setting up an unbreakable fortress to weather the coming counterattack. But they made two mistakes. The first is that they didn't utterly crush the loyalist holdouts within the city. Granted, hive cities are massive, so easier said than done. The second? They were in the Ultramar sector, home of the Ultramarines, and their Primarch, Rabute Gulliman, just woke up from a very long coma nap. The Bitter Suns held as best they could, probably without complaint too. But with the planetary defense forces pushing out and the Ultramarines breaking in, they didn't stand a chance. The Bitter Suns, like the Forsaken I covered before, are another example of a Chaos Space Marine warband not getting much of an identity from their parent legion. Same paint scheme, same heraldry, same tactics. Here's hoping the next warband I cover has a little more meat on their bones. Thank you for tuning into Beef Snake Nerdcast. I've been Bolter. Please do the YouTube things with the YouTube buttons below. Tune in next time for my first Mech Warrior video on Clan Cloud Cobra. Try saying that 3 times fast. I'll see you then.